Namaste. So, this video, I'm really excited to do this video because, for us to believe in something, for me to believe in something, and I think it's true for most people. Yes, a lot of people just believe something just because, like somebody says so, it's written in a book, and they don't apply any common sense or logic or science or philosophy to try to actually figure out whether those things are actually true. They just, they're told to believe something based on blind faith, and they just believe it. So there are lots of people, nothing wrong with that. That's what they are happy with. That's perfectly fine. But I'm not like that, and I'm sure there are people, lots of people in the world who are looking for explanation. They want to see whether something is really true or not before they decide to believe something. So initially, when I came across Law of Attraction, I realized that suddenly, based on all the past experiences, because from childhood I've been thinking a lot. I'm a thinker, so I observe things, observe everything around me all the time, and try to find patterns, try to figure out the causes. So anything I see, it just stays in my mind until I find some it's like joining dots. Like you keep creating that picture by getting more and more data, observing things, and then joining the dots until the patterns start to emerge or pictures start becoming clearer. So I've kept a whole glossary of things from my childhood, things I had observed, and obviously I was also a palmist, so I've seen lives, histories, the past, present, future of a lot of people, hundreds of them unfold, where I was privy to their the innermost personal thought processes and the results they were getting in life. So I had a vast amount of information for which I was looking for answers. And then when I first, most of us got introduced to Law of Attraction through that movie, The Secret. So when I saw that, suddenly I knew I found the truth. Because all of a sudden, a lot of these unanswered questions suddenly, were answered all of a sudden. And I could see why that person, those people that I had read their palm, and I knew about their state of mind, and I knew about their future. Why is it that their future was the way it was based on their mindset? Suddenly and even my own life, I've been observing, so all my past incidents, suddenly that whole pattern became clear. But I needed more than that. I needed to be able to apply logic to it and understand the science behind it, the logic behind it. So I did quite a lot of research, a lot of thinking, a lot of observation, and so I figured out a lot of scientific facts which helped me understand and explain why the law of attraction actually works. So there are multiple aspects to it, and they're very complex. So like any scientist or philosopher or mathematicians or programmer will try to look at it one piece at a time. So today we would look at the science purely from the point of psychology and biology. Why law of attraction works from psychological and biological point of view only. We would not look at the vibration and quantum physics part of it at all in this video. We'll cover that in one of the future videos. So psychology and biology, the science behind law of attraction. Now, think of a scenario that you go for a job interview. Right? You see that there are many candidates who may be equally qualified, who may be fit for the job. And when you actually summarize it, what sort of questions are asked and what kind of things people are trying to say, in nutshell, everyone is trying to convince the interviewer that they can do that job. and they are a good candidate for that job. But at the end of the day, interviewer feels convinced of an answer from one person but not the other. Similarly, there are people who come to you and they say, yes, you can trust me. But just because those people are saying you can trust me, do you trust every single one of them? Well, what about those people who break your trust? Who turn out to be somebody you should not have trusted? Did they come up to you and told you that, oh, you cannot trust me? No. In general, they would say, yes, you can trust me, but then some of them you can, some of them you can't. But have you noticed that sometimes you get that feeling that from inside? And why do you choose to trust one person or not the others? Because you get that feeling, oh, maybe I don't want to trust this person, but I want to trust this person, right? So you get that feeling. The interviewer gets that feeling. Maybe this is the right candidate for this job, but not this one. And when you try to look at all these different scenarios, like the sales meetings, if you're a salesman or if you're a buyer of goods, so you see all these different people coming to you trying to sell their service. You feel, no, this is not a good person. I don't feel good about it, but maybe this person I can feel that can do the job, or this product might be good. So you take these decisions all the time, and you do that based on certain instinct. You don't know, so quite often you don't know where that instinct comes from. You just feel it. You feel that, oh, this person I can trust, or this person would be a good husband, or this person would be, good friend, but this person won't be. So accordingly, you decide and then you take action. You choose to ignore one person or give the job or contract to one person and you accept the other person. So when you think about it, vast majority of the things that happen in your life, vast majority of the things that you want in life, how do you get those things? Vast majority of the things you get in your life, you get or don't get because somebody said yes or no to you. Vast majority of the things, the results that you get in life are based on whether a certain person said yes to you or not. Whether you get a desirable spouse or not depends on whether that person you consider desirable spouse said yes or no to you, or whether the person you consider undesirable said yes or no to you. Whether you get the contract or not is based on whether that person that you want to get the contract from said yes or no to you. Whether you get the job or not, whether that interviewer said yes or no to you. So vast majority of things, how do most people make money? They get it through a job, they get it through a sales contract, they get it through big opportunity. How do you get the opportunity? Because somebody who can give you that opportunity said yes or no to you. If they said yes, you get that opportunity. If they say no, you don't get that opportunity. So every majority of the things in your life, you get from money. Majority of the things in your life you get with money. Obviously, there are lots of things you don't get because of money. Majority of the things in your life you get because of money, and majority of the things and the money itself you get because somebody said yes or no to you. So that's how majority of the things work in our lives. So we are only looking at those aspects in this video. We are not looking at other aspects, things which are not related to money, or things which are outside of the domain of somebody saying yes or no to you. So we are only looking at that particular aspect. But the fact is that majority of these things you get or don't get because somebody said yes or no to you. So those yeses and nos from the key people in your life creates a huge impact on you. How successful you are in your job or promotion or sales or contracts or business or spouse or friends. What kind of relationships you have. It's a lot of these things are dependent on those yeses or nos from the right people. So, but why do people say yes to you? or why do they say no to you? There is a reason behind it. There is a science behind it. So what happens? Let's break it down, that whole process of that yes and no, into different stages. So let's take one example, that you are a person going to someone, whether it could be a job interview, could be a contract negotiation, you're looking for a customer, or could be you're looking for a new girlfriend or boyfriend, and or you look, whatever, maybe you're an artist looking for a big opportunity, so you're going to meet somebody who can give you that contract, that opportunity. So whatever it might be. So you are in that position that yes from that person could improve your life. That no could mean that either you stay in the same position or maybe go down. You end up suffering a setback, whatever it is. So that yes or no from that person is very important. So now let's look at your state of mind when you go to that person. Now think of it this way, that when you notice that people who are more confident, come out as somebody who's more confident, they're more likely to get that yes from the other person. But people who are a little bit nervous, less confident, they're more likely to get a no from that person. Why does that happen? Why does that happen? So, how does that person know who is saying yes to or no based on what you feel? How does that person know? So what happens is that basically it's the vibes that you project. Vibrations, vibes. Vibes is the short form for vibrations. So it's the vibrations that you project are being subliminally picked up by that person. How does that work? Have you noticed if you have a pet, like a dog, they can smell fear in a person, they can smell love. We say that, dogs can smell fear, right? Or animals can smell fear. Or they can sense danger, or they can sense threat from a person or animal, or they can sense a lot of things, right? Now, you walk into a room, how does the animal know you're afraid of that animal? Like a dog, if you're afraid of that dog, you approach that dog would start barking at you and might even attack you, How does the dog know you're afraid? But fact exists that those animals are able to detect these kind of feelings. Your love for them or your fear from them. Those animals are able to detect. They are able to sense those things. And humans are also animals. A lot of times people keep forgetting that humans are animals. Humans are also animals. And as part of our evolutionary process, whatever the mechanisms that dog is applying, we also have those mechanisms. And that's how we are able to sense whether we can trust this person or not. So we also have that sense. So we are able to pick up vibes being conveyed from the other person to us. And that plays a big part in us saying yes or no to that person. So if 2-3 different people come to you and say, you can trust me, but their vibes are different. So even though they may be saying the same thing, that you can trust them, you can trust me, you can trust me, they may be saying exactly the same thing. We ignore what is being said, but we feel the vibes, we feel that comfort factor, which we feel those vibes, and then based on that, we decide, yes, this person I can trust, but this person I cannot. So we are able to feel those vibes, and that's what we sense, But where do these vibes come from? What is the science behind these vibes? Okay. These vibes are basically the combination of a number of things. For instance, depending on what you feel, what you think, your body language changes, your eye, the flickering of your eyes, twitching of your eyes, the pupil dilation, whether the hairs on your body stand up, the posture, your gestures, everything changes based on whether you're feeling confident or scared or worried or whatever it is. And that's why you have all these books about like reading body language, spotting a liar, and based on the body language you can detect a lot of things, right? So, and like your skin tone changes, your nose flares, and the hand positioning, the positioning of the body, everything changes, based on how you're feeling at that moment, right? But that's not all. There is more to it. The tone of voice changes. The choice of words also changes, and the kind of responses you give would also change. Because if somebody comes up to you and says something that, I don't like cheats, and if you have that vibration where you feel that the other person thinks you are a cheat, or you have cheated, or you have some guilty consciousness because you have actually cheated that person, and then you feel that, afraid of being caught, or, or guilty consciousness about having done that, then if that person makes that statement that I don't like cheats, you might actually get defensive. You might like, does he know? And then your response to that statement that you might actually become defensive. That's like, you may respond differently. But on the other hand, if you say I don't like cheats, and if you don't have any negative vibration around that subject, you say, yeah, it's really true. Even I hate them. Like, I don't like somebody cheating. And those type of things. So your response would be different. So your choice of word, your tone of voice, the pauses between the words. And there is another factor. Your pheromones. You emit pheromones. These are chemicals that your body emits at all times. Again, these are, based on whether you're afraid or confident or worried or lying or happy or sad, you emit different pheromones. And they are normally, they cannot be smelled, and they are being emitted in very, very tiny amounts. But that's enough for an animal like dog to detect you are fearful. So the dogs are able to see this whole combination, the pheromones, the body language, which I said, like everything changes, like whether your hairs are standing up, the skin coloration in certain parts of your body, pupil dilation, the eye twitching, the positioning of the face, the positioning of the hand, the fingers, like legs, body, the pheromones, tone of voice, everything changes, right? And that whole thing combined together, all of these changes that happen within your body, that is your vibes that you're projecting. So you're conveying, you're announcing to the world your whole state of mind through these vibes. And naturally, the other person, it's part of our evolutionary gift that we are able to subconsciously detect those vibes. And we are projecting these vibes subconsciously. So quite often, people, there are all these books and also salespeople, what they do is like they practice speaking in a different tone. They practice like having a certain posture so that people feel confident about them, to convey an open feeling or whatever. Like a lot of people, managers, salespeople, they read all these books and they try to practice all these things. But the fact remains, you may have a perfect posture which indicates that yes, you are confident about what you're doing. But then if you still have a different vibration feeling, your pheromones, you can't control that. So majority of these things are controlled subconsciously, So your subconscious creates these, different changes in your physiology and pheromones and your voice and your choice of words or your choice of reactions. All these things are being impacted without you realizing it. They're being changed without you realizing it. And you are actually subconsciously emitting these vibes, these vibrations. So all of these changes within you, the way you project yourself, is the vibes that you're projecting. And your vibes are an exact indication of your state of mind, and the other people is picking up on it, and based on that is saying yes or no. So these vibes are coming subconsciously, but where do these vibes come from? Like I said, the pheromones are being emitted based on the feelings that you're going through, what you are feeling right now. So if you're feeling happy, you're emitting different pheromones. If you're scared, you're emitting different pheromones, and same thing. So all of these feelings that you have is emitting those vibes. That's a scientific fact. So those feelings that you have make you to subconsciously emit those vibes. But where do these feelings come from? So feelings come from what you are thinking or what you believe at that moment. That's where feelings come from. What you believe, what you think. So if you believe you're not a good fit for that job, then obviously when you go for that job interview, what would you be feeling? You might be feeling a little bit scared, you might be feeling a little bit nervous. But if you believe and if you think that you're a very good fit, you're the best candidate for that job, then your feelings would be confidence. So automatically your vibes would be different. So vibes come from feelings. It's a fact, scientific fact. Feelings come from beliefs and thoughts. So you can see how your thoughts and beliefs are creating the vibes that you project. So the vibes that you project. And those vibes are being picked up by the person sitting in front of you. And without whether that person realizes or not, that person is getting those vibes, and based on that, that person is feeling, yes, I can trust this person, or yes, this person would be a big rock star, so I can sign up this person, or I can give him a job, or I can give this person this contract. So that's how you're getting that yes or no from that person. So when people say that based on whatever you think or believe, you're projecting those vibes out into the universe, and then you get the results accordingly. So there are many aspects to that. One of those aspects, in a direct human-to-human interaction, this is how it works. And it might be on the phone as well, because on the phone, that other person can't see your body language. They can't, detect your pheromones. Still, the choice of words, your reactions change based on what you're feeling or thinking. You react differently. So those vibes are still being communicated to a certain extent. But when there is an important topic, a lot of managers say that, whenever there is some important meeting, some difficult topic to discuss, they always prefer to discuss face to face, not on the phone. Why is that? Because, they are able to detect those vibes. That's why they feel more comfortable tackling any difficult subject face to face. It's a very common thing which managers do. So those vibes are the product of your thoughts and beliefs, which is a scientific fact. The vibes themselves, your body language, pheromones, pupil dilation, all these things are affected by your feelings, which are affected by your thoughts and beliefs. It's a scientific fact. And the other people are picking up on those vibes which you're projecting into the environment around you, and they are reacting based on that, and they get either the comfort factor or positive feelings about you, or they get influenced by you or not because of those vibes. Is also a scientific fact. So you understand one aspect of the science behind law of attraction. So all you need to do is, if you want to become the person who is perceived as trustworthy, that people can trust, what do you need to do? You just change your vibes. You change your thoughts, and to change your vibes, you change your thoughts and beliefs. You see, if you see yourself as a trustworthy person, if you see yourself, you strongly believe that you're not going to break somebody's trust, you can be trusted, you're a good person, and you feel positive about it, automatically, that means on that topic, your feelings deep inside would be different. And automatically, your whole body language, which means your vibes would change. When that topic of trust comes, you would react differently, say different things, behave differently, and project different vibes. When you do that, automatically the other person would feel that yes, you're a trustworthy person, so they can trust you. If you want to attract contract job, if you feel and believe the right things, if you think and believe the right things, automatically project the right vibes, and the other person feels more comfortable saying yes to you and giving you that job and contract. So you see, there is, in reality, this is a scientific fact that based on what you think and believe, you are projecting the vibrations out into the universe, and you are getting the results based on that. That's how it works. So that is just one part of that science. We will cover other aspects of the science behind law of attraction in one of the future videos. But this alone, even if you don't believe in the magic part of law of attraction, which a lot of people think magic, how do I think of certain things and suddenly those things come to me, they consider it must be magic. Even if you don't believe in that, remember, vast majority of the things in your life you can get solely based on whether somebody says yes or no to you. And law of attraction works there, where majority of those yeses or nos, or all of those yeses or nos, are in fact scientifically proven to be exactly as the law of attraction says, that you build that belief, you feel positive, you think the right thoughts, and that person says yes or no to you, and then you get that thing based on your thoughts and beliefs. So at least on that aspect, the scientific facts, tell you that law of attraction works. So leave the other parts aside, forget about the magical part of it. The psychological part, the biological part is a scientific fact that shows that law of attraction works and how it works. So I hope this video helps and makes you feel more confident, and if you have any questions about the logic behind it, the science behind it, they are answered. So stay happy, keep a positive mindset, and keep manifesting. So I'll see you soon. Namaste.